Welcome to another night of Zwift Club ladder racing. Tonight, Dirty Rascals Bandit take on Coalition UWings. Course tonight is Greatest London Loop Reverse. Now there's a bit of confusion about what track we were doing. I was under the impression we were going to go up Fox Hill, but I think that's Greater London Loop Reverse. Anyway, we ended up going up Keith Hill, which is the long one. I was not expecting it. None of us were. It just kept going and going and going and going. Bit of a tight one tonight. Got into the pen with about 15 or 20 seconds to go. Had to do a bike change, jersey change. It was a bit rush. Managed to pull it off just in time for us to take off. We had Dan, Keith, myself, and Davis racing tonight, so a relatively strong team. We felt pretty good about our odds. The Coalition always brings it. They had some big hitters as well. First 3-4 minutes of the race are pretty relaxed. Everyone's just settling in. And then Keith Hill. Everyone more or less stayed together for the first bit. Dan decided he was going to push the pace, ended up out front by himself for a little while. Then Keith and Davis and the Coalition Davis started pushing up as well. Dan found himself in the front, joined by Yamamoto from Coalition, and Davis made his way back to me, and we pushed hard to drop the first Coalition rider. First victim of the night, and we ended up isolated, I think 2-on-2 with the Coalition guys towards the end of the climb. Gotta say, that's probably one of the funnest descents I've ever had in Zwift. Just shenanigans, back and forth, pushing the pace, coalition attacking us attacking them, going over the top, trying to not be in the draft so we can super tuck, pushing, drafting, games all the way down. It was a ton of fun. Big ups to the coalition guys. That was a ton of fun down this descent here. Rest of the race was pretty eventful, gotta say. Again, really enjoyed myself. I'm thankful that I didn't die, but Coalition did really well, continuously attacking me and Davis. For a while, Yamamoto had a solid lead on us, but they linked up with him and made it 3v2, and they just kept rolling through, making me and Davis have to put in some digs to hold the wheel. And there was a solid 10 or 15 minutes of that. I think we just hung on for dear life. I know Davis was hurting as well, communicated really well. Davis was a great teammate. We took our turns trying to get through and making sure we're holding the wheel. At one point, I thought I was going to croak, and he came through and put in a dig and kept the group together. And I got to say, that was a ton of fun. I really, really, really like this ladder style racing. It's really close to racing crits in real life. There's just a bunch of attacks, and you got to be on your toes. You got to pay attention. No sit in and sprint here. You gotta earn your way to the finish line. So I had a great night. So coming into the finish, we were wondering what they were planning for us. They had been attacking us the entire way. But I also know that Davis and I have pretty strong sprints, and I was feeling primed for, having a good dig tonight. I was a little worried that all those attacks were going to take some out of my legs, but turns out we did okay. I kept expecting them to launch coming out of this tunnel here with less than 2 to go, because they had numbers on us, and we knew that Yamamoto had, long, strong power, and we were assuming he didn't have much of a sprint to stick with me and Davis in the in the final stages. We knew that their other two guys had some pretty strong finishes, but they had been attacking pretty frequently, so I was hopeful that all those attacks on their end fatigued their legs. And when it came down to it, they did attack, but we were able to hold the wheel and then come over the top, and Davis and I finished it off. So that was a great way to end it. Dirt 1, 2, 3, 4.